Welcome, one and all, small and tall, to the Sprouting STEM Early Childhood Learning Lab, powered by PNC Grow Up Great, here at the Museum of Discovery and Science. I'm joined today by a good friend, Joey the Otter, who lives here at Mods and is a very good friend to Daniel Tiger. Hey Joey! Joey, glad you could join us today. And thank you for being a part of the exciting opening of the Sprouting STEM Early Childhood Learning Lab. Come explore with us and discover nature in our fantastical Sprouting STEM Learning Lab filled with native Florida wildlife. This space was designed to ignite imaginations in our future scientists, biologists, engineers, naturalists, and nature lovers everywhere. Sprouting STEM is focused on our littlest learners because there's a powerful link between STEM and early childhood. We know from research that STEM is so important to young children. Reading, writing, all of those things come from an understanding of STEM. STEM exposure in early childhood helps kids learn how to predict, how to understand cause and effect, and how to build a rich vocabulary. It's also incredibly fun and messy. Sprouting STEM at Mods is powered by our partners at PNC Grow Up Great. Their commitment to inspiring young learners and their incredible generosity makes all of this possible. We would also like to thank IKEA for outfitting Sprouting STEM with the coolest children's furniture. Today, we'll enjoy story time, meet a Mods Animal Ambassador, and cut the ribbon to celebrate. The next time you're at Mods, explore Sprouting STEM Early Childhood Learning Lab, powered by PNC. Come on, let's go for a tour.
Hi Joey, welcome to Mods in the Sprouting STEM Early Childhood Learning Lab, powered by PNC Grow Up Great. Would you like to explore with us? That's great, let's get started. The Sprouting STEM Lab is where we plant the seeds of science. We come here to play, learn, and grow through science, technology, engineering, and math. The lab is a backyard habitat where we can see plants and animals that live in Florida. Let's go on a backyard wilderness adventure and see what we can discover. We can use our magnifying glass to get an up-close look at native species that would be found in our own backyards. These are tiny plants called dollarweed. They are small. And these are big. That's right, Joey. Let's go through the huge magnifying glass and shrink down to the size of the dollarweed. Wow, look how big they seem from down here. We are as tiny as a snail. Great, Joey, you found Mr. Snail. Did you know that scientists give names to each type of animal and plant so we know what they are? This is called an apple snail. Florida has only one species of native apple snails, even though there are some other species that look the same. Look, you found a lizard called an anole. Sometimes they're brown and sometimes they're green, depending on where they're hiding. When animals change color to blend in and not be seen, it's called camouflage. Lizards camouflage to hide. Let's look some more. The land is very dry over here. As we move this way, it's getting wet and marshy. Do you see all of the beautiful flowers? These flowers are called blanket flowers. They are the favorite food of some of our backyard friends, caterpillars. Feel how soft they are in the center. These pretty purple flowers are railroad vine. They grow in salty and sandy places. Oh, look, a hummingbird! He's coming to eat the nectar from the flower of the railroad vine, which is called a morning glory. Find a book to read in a special space. Let's explore some more. Here are the mangrove trees that live in brackish water, which means sometimes it's salty and sometimes it's fresh. The lights are water and salt on the roots. Don't be afraid. She's a spiny orb weaver spider. We see them a lot in our backyards. She has beautiful colors and eats many pests in our yards like mosquitoes and gnats. She also holds our craft projects proudly for all to see. Let's keep going on our adventure. Bzzz! The bumblebee is soft. When he lands on flowers, pollen sticks to his fuzz, which helps move it from one plant to another, so they can grow just like this narrow-leaf sunflower. Can you hear that? I hear the Florida tree frog singing his song. Over here we have some native mushrooms that grow after it rains. The monarch butterflies stop in to visit on their migration journey. Here we have a quiet space where human moms can come in to feed their babies. In the Learning Lab, there is so much to do. Art activities, science activities, a playground for baby biologists to play and explore. There are places to read and places to build. Look, it's a giant crayon and pencil to thank our sponsors. This awesome Sprouting STEM lab is made possible by our partners at PNC Grow Up Great. And a special thanks to IKEA for the beautiful bite-sized furniture. So much to do as we learn and grow in the Sprouting STEM Early Childhood Learning Lab. Every time you come, there's something new and fun. Thank you for joining us on our tour.
Welcome back, learners. Today we'll read Daniel Loves to Explore. For those of you who have a supply bag from the museum, look inside. Take out your magnifier as we explore this book together. If you don't have a magnifier, you can use your fingers like this. Daniel loves to explore. One day, Daniel Tiger was playing inside when he saw a bright red bird outside the window. "Look at that birdie," said Daniel. The red bird flew away. "Hey, where did he go?" Daniel said. He wanted to stop playing and go outside. Mom and Dad liked that idea. There's so much to explore when you're outside, they sang. The tiger family put on their sunscreen and left their house. It was a beautiful and sunny day. Daniel took a deep breath. He could smell the fresh grass. There's so much to explore when you're outside. Daniel saw little ants carrying big leaves. Where are the ants going? He wondered out loud. When you wonder, you can try to find out more, Dad sang. Why don't you follow the ants to find out? Okay, said Daniel. He crawled on his knees onto the grass. They carried those leaves all the way up the anthill. Just then, Daniel heard chirping sounds. The red bird must be close by, he said. Daniel found the bird in a tree. It was picking up sticks and leaves to make a nice, cozy nest. Katerina Kitty Cat and her mom walked by. Hi, Daniel, Katerina said. Do you want to come to the bakery with us? But Daniel wanted to keep exploring outside. And Katerina decided to stay and explore too. Together they gathered sticks and leaves for the bird's nest. Suddenly, a big gust of wind blew down the bird's nest. Oh no, Daniel cried. Where will the birds live now? Dad picked up the nest and put it back in the tree. The red bird chirped happily. It was home again. Katerina waved goodbye. She had fun exploring outside. Later, Prince Wednesday wanted to explore with Daniel too. Together they found a green lizard and her name, Nellie. Suddenly, Nellie disappeared. Daniel wondered, where had she gone? When you wonder, you can find out more about lizards, Mom said. Daniel and Prince Wednesday looked at a book about lizards. They learned that some lizards, like Nellie, can change colors. If the lizard wants to hide in the grass, it turns green. If it wants to hide in the dirt or on a tree trunk, it can turn brown. Daniel found Nellie hiding on a tree trunk. They watched her change from brown to green as she entered the grass. That's royally neat, said Prince Wednesday. When you wonder, you can find out more, Daniel sang. He had learned so much about lizards. I want to play outside tomorrow too, Daniel said. There are so many things to wonder about and explore. Ugga mugga! Did you enjoy exploring with Daniel? We did too. You have a special book about Daniel in your bag to read later with your grown-up. Now, let's meet Ahmad's animal ambassador.
Hi, I'm Missy, one of the STEM educators here at the Museum of Discovery and Science. I brought some friends to tell you about. I'm hoping you're enjoying our show of our ribbon cutting ceremony in our classroom. This is my friend Hype. Hype is a box turtle. He's what we call a three-toed box turtle because on his toes, he only has 3 nails. You have 5 nails. Some turtles have 4 nails. He has 3, so he's called a three-toed box turtle. Hype is about 23 years old. He lives here in the museum with some other friends, and they're all about his age, so they live together. He is what we call a land turtle. He stays in an aquarium with moss and mulch and things that he can burrow in and dig in. He's what we call a land turtle because he drinks water, but he doesn't swim in the water. He's got toenails. He's got orange polka dots. He's got yellow and orange on his face. He's got beautiful eyes. And he even has a cute little tail. Hype, if he was a girl, he would lay eggs, and he would lay eggs on the land. You can find box turtles from Florida all the way to Missouri, so you can find them in all different places. Hype's favorite thing to eat is vegetables. If he could eat vegetables all day long, he'd be happy. He does eat fruit. And if something were to land on his food, like a little worm, a little fly, a little mealworm, anything else that's like crawls like an ant, he would eat it. but his favorite thing is vegetables. And that's why Hype stays so strong and so healthy. Now, Hype has a very long neck. So if he were to turn over upside down, he could actually turn himself back over. Not too many turtles can do that because their neck is short. So Hype has a flat shell. Let me show you. Right here, it's very flat. And that tells me he's a boy. If it was arched or curved, that would tell me that he's a girl. So it's easy to tell that Hype is a boy. So when Hype was taken out of his aquarium today, he came up to the classroom, and he can stay out of water pretty long. He can also walk along the floor or table, so I can show children how he walks. And if you look at his shell, he has all different colors, kind of like a marble-like color. He's not all one color. When he goes back downstairs, he's gonna burrow down and take a nap. These type of turtles like to rest a lot. They don't sleep a lot, but they rest a lot. But at night when we turn the lights out, he will sleep. If you think of any questions about Hype, feel free to put them in the chat. Now, if you look at him, he's got it long over here and short over here, and that's so he can move his neck around, okay? But his shell has to stay on him. He can't live without his shell. So it's not like something that he crawls in and out of, like a snake will shed. He doesn't shed his shell, he keeps his shell, okay? So I'm gonna turn him around so you can see him a little bit. And as you can see, he's very friendly and very sweet, and he likes to see children, and he loves to go to preschools and educate children about turtles. So remember, I said he's a three-toed box turtle, and he lives with other box turtles. Now I'm going to show you another friend. This is Shredder. He's a little bit smaller and definitely different. He has a short neck, and he lives in water. The only time he really goes out is if I'm showing him to people, or if he was a girl and he were to lay eggs. He's what we call a painted turtle. It has to do with the coloring around his shell. Now, if you notice, his shell is a little bit more flat, and over here it's flat. That's the type of turtle he is. It also tells me he's a boy. Now, if I were to take out his little feet, he has toenails, but in between his toenails, it's webbed. He's a water turtle, so he can swim and swim and swim. He does rest some during the day. He'll rest up against a log or a rock or a twig, but he does sleep at night. And he loves vegetables. His favorite thing to eat is vegetables. He will eat fruit. If a little worm were to fall in his tank or a little ant, he would eat it. But his most favorite thing to eat is vegetables, just like Hype. Now, as you can see, it's not as curved, but he has different colorings, and he almost looks like a yellow belly slider. He's just a little bit different. So the colors of his edge right here tells me that he's a painted turtle. Okay? Turtles have no teeth. He just has an extremely strong jaw, and he can chomp down on his vegetables, chomp down on his fruit. The other thing you should know about him is turtles can carry germs. So what happens is whenever you touch a turtle, you wash your hands. When you touch another item, you wash your hands, because turtles carry germs. And they don't mean to make us sick, but they could make us sick. If you see a turtle like this crawling along on the road or any other type of turtle, don't touch it. You can watch it to make sure it's safe, but you don't touch it because you don't know if it will snap at you. You also don't know what type of germs it has. So the first turtle I showed you likes to burrow and make tunnels. There's other type of turtles that like to burrow, but this little guy, he likes to swim. He swims and he swims and he swims all day. Now, if you could see on his face, he's got a little bit of yellow, okay? He's got a tail. He's got webbed toes. He is about 12 years old, maybe turning 13 years old. He will have a birthday soon. He lives in his own private tank, but there are other turtles here similar to him that are much larger. So if you came to the museum, you'd be able to see them, and they are all approximately 22 years old. So he's a little bit younger. Now, this type of turtle has a little bit softer shell, so it's very important that we take him outside and give him sunlight. It's also very important that we put lights in his tank. What happens is the light makes him healthy. It makes the shell stronger. It also, when he eats his fruits and vegetables, that's how he absorbs all the vitamins. If he had no light, he could not live. He cannot live in darkness. He needs the sunlight to absorb the minerals and all the great things that he gets from his vegetables. So he's not sleepy, but he's a little bit quiet today. But now I was hoping he put out his foot so you could see it, so it's webbed. And he's very, very sweet. He'll let me touch him under his neck, but it might make him nervous because he doesn't know what I'm doing. And if I say I'm touching you under your neck, he doesn't know what I'm saying because he doesn't really understand English. But he's a really sweet turtle. So remember, if you want to see these animals, you are welcome to come to our museum soon. I'm sure many of you have a lot of questions about turtles. I'd love you to put your questions in the chat and I will do my best to answer them. So Greater Horizon, do you have any questions? Little Acres, do you have any questions? Please put them in the chat. How about my friend Easton? Do you have any questions about turtles? Put them in the chat. So I see some homeschoolers. I see some preschoolers. I just want to thank all of you for coming to our ribbon cutting ceremony. So I see some questions. It says, does Hype get treats? Yes, sometimes they do. Hype eats every day. They put the regular things in the bowl, but sometimes they buy special treats like a special fruit and put it in a bowl. So it might be mango or it might be pineapple. And then my friend Annette wants to know how long they live. It really depends. If they're in captivity, if they're in a house, if they're in a museum, it depends on the different care that they get. So the turtles that I've showed you today will live approximately 50 years, but they could live up to 70 years, which is amazing. They do become adults around 8 or 10 years old, so they have a very long life, eating a lot of vegetables. So I have another question. Do all turtles have a long time to live? Most do. Most turtles will live a very long time. And then my friends at Ramat Shalom wants to know, so Hype is always on the ground and he only drinks water. We don't let him swim. If he swam, it wouldn't be a good thing. He's not that type of turtle. He has fingernails and not webbed toes. So he's on the land. But my friend Shredder is in water all the time unless I take him out to show you, or if I take him for a walk outside for sunlight, which is healthy for his shell. But he's in water all the time. So they're two different types of turtles. I have a friend who wants to know, can their shells turn different colors? Yes. Depending on the light and where they live, their shell can get a little darker or a little lighter. And then I have a friend who wants to know, can turtles live without their shell? No. If they don't have a shell, unfortunately, they will pass away. Their shell protects them. Just like we have to have skin, they have to have a shell. When they're born, they're about this big. They come out of an egg and they get bigger and bigger and bigger, and some turtles get bigger and bigger, and tortoises get bigger and bigger, but they all must have their shell to live. So I have a friend who wants to know, how strong are they? They're extremely strong. So if I hold Hype and he doesn't feel like being held, he'll push on me and let me know that he doesn't want to be held. Also, they have very strong jaws. They don't have teeth, so that's how they crunch up their food. They are extremely strong. So my friends at Little Acorn want to know how big they'll get. So it depends on the type of turtle. Hype is full grown and Shredder is full grown. But we have other turtles in this building that are gopher turtles and other turtles that get larger and larger. So it depends on the type of turtle it is and how large it will get. But these two are full grown. One person wrote, how can I tell if a turtle lives on land or water? It has to do with the toenails and the type of turtle they are. So my friend Hype has toenails and he walks along, where my friend Shredder has webbed feet. Web equals water. Because he has web feet, that means he will swim. One of my friends is asking, what kind of vegetables do they eat? Everything. Kale, lettuce, cucumbers, carrots, anything that we can get that's nice and fresh, we chop it up real small and put it in a bowl. And my friend Hype, he eats every day. My friend Shredder, he doesn't need to eat every day because of the type of turtle he is, so at the museum we feed him 3 times a week. Of course, if a little ant or a bug fell in, he could eat it. So I have a friend who's asking what other types of turtles we have here at the museum. We have diamond terrapin. He's gray and his shell is like maize and he has polka dots along his neck. And he lives here and he's a diamond terrapin. Then we have gopher turtles and they're this big, they're huge. And they live here in the museum. We have some red-eared sliders. They're not native to Florida, but we have 3 of them. We have 4 yellow belly sliders, and they live here at the museum. And most of our sliders are about 23 years old, and they're full grown. And then we recently released one of our loggerhead turtles, and that was so exciting. He was a little over 2 years old, and we've set him free. Now we have a new loggerhead, and our new loggerhead is here swimming around, and she's doing great. I am so excited all of you came today, and we have more things to show you. So I'm gonna say bye for now. Say bye to Hype, say bye to Shredder. Again, my name is Missy Weinkoff. I'm a STEM educator here. And you're welcome to email me or call me with any questions about anything I can do to help your program. Thank you all for coming. I appreciate you. Please send me some pictures of today. I'd love to see your pictures. Bye.
All right, Lan.
What's up, Becky?
I just got this bag from the Museum of Discovery and Science.
I'm so excited.
Do you want to see what's inside?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Oh my goodness. The first thing we have are ears.
Furry ears.
Oh my goodness, I'm wearing some. Are you?
Me too.
Oh my goodness. Do you know what character these are from?
No, I don't. Please tell me.
These are Daniel Tiger ears.
Daniel Tiger?
I love Daniel Tiger. Let me put them on. Do you want to put them on like we have ours on?
You guys should.
Oh my goodness, let's go ahead and do that right on our heads. Okay, so we have some things in the bag today that we're gonna do at home and some things we're gonna do in just a minute together.
So you're telling me that I can do some of these things at home with my family?
Oh my goodness, that's such a great idea. Yes, you could do them with your family.
So excited. Let's get to it.
All right, so I have a big stack of things to do at home with our family. So the first one is a storybook. Do you like stories?
Yes, I do.
And look who's on the cover.
Daniel Tiger.
Oh my goodness. Oh yes.
Oh my gosh.
And this one's about a red sweater for Daniel.
A red sweater. This looks...
It seems to be blue on the cover. I wonder what that story is about. There's a lot of stuff going through my head. And this here is a vocabulary words. Do you like vocabulary words?
I love vocabulary words.
I do like new words myself. And in the same new words, we have this word wall. So inside here, I'm gonna break it open. We have a poster and then we have stickers. Do you like stickers?
I love stickers.
And they go right on the poster. So when you can learn a new word maybe once a day, you can put them up like maybe right after breakfast.
Okay, today's word is cool.
Here you go, go ahead and stick it back in. So Lan, were you always this height?
No, I wasn't. I was a little shrimp when I was a little
Oh my goodness, I was small once too. And sometimes it's fun to measure how much we grow on a growth chart.
So that's a growth chart?
Yeah, you can hang it on your wall. I'm going to show you. And do you see how it has numbers?
Oh, it has numbers on it.
Right.
Yes.
And what are numbers usually associated with?
Our feet are our inches.
Yeah, but like math too, right?
Of course, math.
And if you grew up maybe 2 or 3 more inches, you could count them. That's a great way to do this. So this is a growth chart for your wall.
Growth chart.
Do you think you could share with your siblings?
Yes.
Your brothers and sisters?
Mark them off, put a little tally whenever they grow.
Because you could each choose a different color, right?
Yes, we can.
So, do you like to pretend?
Yes, I love to pretend.
I love to pretend too. Oh my goodness, that's so much fun. So this is a pretend play.
Oh.
And look at everything inside. So there's a letter to our caregivers right here. And then there are some masks. So So the first one here, what kind of shape do you think that is?
It's like an oval, right? Would you guys say
Yeah,
oval?
but there's eyes in it. What do you think? Oh, you could draw yourself.
Oh, I could.
Oh my goodness, that looks like so much fun.
Oh, cool.
And then this one looks like what?
Shades. So I can look through it with shades.
Oh my goodness, I love that. And then the last thing we have is a career doll. What is a career, Lan? Do you know?
Yes, a career is something that you're going to do for a long period of time in life.
Kind of like working, right?
Like for doing that.
Yeah, we love that. You want to put them back in
Yes,
here?
I do. This looks like Bob the Builder, if you guys know Bob.
All right. So a pretend play kit.
Yes.
All right.
So what's in this bag here?
All right, so the next thing we're gonna do you remember the story that we read about Daniel exploring nature?
Yes.
All right, so we have some things to reenact that story because I love pretend play. So the first thing we have is this. Do you know what this is?
That's a magnifying glass.
Right, so I can look at your shirt or at my hand or whatever I see outside. So we gave everyone a magnifying glass.
I can see you guys at home having a good time with this.
All right. What is this?
That's a lizard.
It is a lizard, and we gave you one. Daniel found a lizard, so you can play a lizard just like in this story.
So excited.
And the last few things we're gonna do to make a craft. So we have a piece of paper here. What color is this paper?
That is brown.
Brown paper. And then I have a baggie here. Do you see what's in the baggie?
That looks like sea moss, some pipe cleaner, and some cloth.
Yeah, these are kind of pieces of ribbon. Do you know how, and so birds are going to be making this.
Oh, birds. So
Yeah.
birds are going to be making their nest?
Nest, that's exactly, do you remember the nest that Daniel found?
Yes, I do.
So
I
good.
do.
And what is this?
That's an egg.
An egg, but this is a special egg, Lan.
What type of special egg?
It has Play-Doh inside,
Oh,
so you can
Play-Doh.
crack open this egg and then build a bird.
Oh, I'm so excited.
And then do you remember what color bird was in the nest?
It was a red bird.
Red bird. So we have a little sticker here for you to take and put on your nest when it's all done.
Cool, I'm so ready.
So, oh no, my bag is empty, but we're gonna be back in just a minute to build a nest. Are you ready?
So excited.
Okay, if you
guys.
wanna grab some scissors and some glue, we're gonna need those, and those weren't in the kit. Thanks everybody, we'll see you in just a minute.
Just a moment, guys.
All right, bye. Hi everybody.
Hey guys.
What some great stuff in that bag. don't
Awesome
you
stuff
think?
in a bag.
Do you wanna make something?
Yes, I love to make something.
So, do you remember in the storybook, what did Daniel find?
He found a nest.
A nest.
Mm-hmm.
And does it belong to the bird?
Yes, I think it belongs to the bird.
Okay. And then what did Daniel and his friend gather?
They gathered sticks and twigs and other things in the area.
Oh, so just like the bird gathers.
Yes.
Do you want to make a nest today?
Oh, I would love to make a nest. Are you guys gonna make one with me?
So we have an egg here.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you think the reason for building a nest is?
To keep our eggs safe.
Yeah, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because if the bird's nest is up in a tree and you didn't have a nest, what do you think would happen?
The egg will probably fall and hit the ground.
Fall and hit the ground.
Yeah.
Okay, so the problem that we want to have is to build a nest that will hold our eggs safe. So
Okay.
if I shake this piece of paper, is my egg safe on the piece of paper?
No, it's not.
So let's build one that would keep the egg safe
Yes.
when we shook the paper.
So I have
All right,
piece of paper here.
Yeah, you have a piece of paper. What do you want to do with that paper?
I kind of want to cut it up like that one. That one looks
This
all
one?
cool.
This one's
yeah.
pretty cool.
So
They
give it
cut it, so you could cut it and build a little barrier like this. And look, along the way, if you have questions or you want to show us what's going on, we would be happy to look at yours and give suggestions. All right, I'm kind of building one here.
Okay.
And you may need scissors and glue. Do you like scissors and glue?
Yes.
Yeah. I got a couple of sticks here. Do you think that would hold my egg?
Yes, it would.
Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna test it out. So, have you ever heard of being an engineer?
Yes, I have.
So an engineer tries to solve problems.
Okay.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the bird is acting like an engineer to solve the problem of keeping the egg in the nest.
Oh,
and now we're being engineers by building the nest too.
So can I get some of this moss?
Yeah, please, go ahead. I feel like birds get to go and search all over. So what do you think else birds could do? Sticks are a good way to provide structure. What are you using?
I'm using this pipe cleaner, so it could be some wire that a bird finds on the sidewalk.
Oh,
or in
good
some
idea.
Grass.
Okay.
I'm gonna use some moss that I found in my bag here.
Speaking of the bag, I want to thank PNC for giving us this bag.
Thank you guys so
Yes.
much, PNC.
It was so great to be able to pack all the stuff inside of it, and they helped pick out the craft for us and give us storybooks. So
Yes.
I'm so excited that they were able to help us. So thank you, PNC,
guys.
for the bag. So, what is that?
So I have a little, I want to say cloth that I found.
Okay. And why do you think they might use cloth or feathers in the nest?
To make sure it's like extra sturdy. Let me give it a little cushion maybe.
Yeah. Have you ever seen a bird sitting on a nest?
No, I haven't. Actually, what is it? What is it?
So let's look at our book one more time. And then I have some pictures. You see the bird is sitting in the nest right here?
Yes.
They sit on the nest to keep the eggs warm so that they're gonna grow up and be strong and healthy. And so I think sometimes these moss and the feathers and maybe little bits of cloth that they find and strings help keep it warm. All right, let me check. So we're doing something engineers call testing.
Testing.
So they test and see if it works. So, my egg fell
I think
off.
you gotta give it just a tad bit more of a barrier. Maybe
More barrier? Oh, thank you.
Some moss.
All right.
Sharing is caring, guys.
Okay. So I'm gonna glue some more on. All right.
I think I got some of this.
I see some people talking about bird's nests that they found. Has anybody ever seen a bird's nest in the wild? Go ahead and put that in the chat. I am going to show you a couple of bird's nests. Look at this. So what do you see in the bird's nest?
I see some twigs. I see some leaves.
Do you see trash?
I do see trash.
Why do you think the birds chose trash?
I think it gives it more of a protective layer.
But it's probably what they found, right?
Yeah.
If there was no trash on the street, do you think they'd put trash in the nest?
No, I think they wouldn't.
So
put
what kind of
in the
trash
nest.
did they choose here?
They chose some plastic, some yarn.
That looks like duct tape.
It is duct tape.
my
Oh my
goodness.
gosh.
But do you see how they started on the bottom with some sticks to
Yes.
give it structure? And then they have some pine straw and trash to kind of make a soft bed.
Oh, cool.
So if you look at your bed at home, you might find some legs under it.
Yes.
And then you would find a soft layer on top, just like the nest. Wow. I have another nest. Would you like to see that one?
Yes, I would.
Okay. Ooh,
cool.
Look at this one. Look at all of this. It looks like a paper towel in this one.
Oh, cool. Paper towel. Some plastic.
Oh, I see some yarn.
I see
fishing line too.
That does look like fishing line. I thought it was floss.
Birds are pretty creative for
They
that.
are.
All right. How about my learners at home? Can you show me your nests? I
Yes,
want to
see.
see.
What you guys' nest looks like.
Hold them up.
Like up to the.
Wow,
Oh, cool.
Easton, that one looks pretty cool.
Really cool, Easton.
All right. Greater Horizons, I see one. That looks great. Oh, I see somebody looking at me through their magnifying glass. Ooh. And Jake, is that Jake or Jack? I see yours. Great job. I love seeing all of these nests. Hey, Lan, where do you think nests are found?
I think they're found in trees.
You want to see some examples of some nests that aren't in trees?
Really? Nests
Yeah.
can be found not in trees? Yes, I
Have
would
you
love
heard
to
of a
see an
flamingo?
example. A flamingo, like the Florida flamingo?
Yeah. Do you see it right here in the picture?
Yes.
Yeah, this one here. And where's their nest?
Oh, their nest is on the ground.
Right, in the middle of some water. Do you see the baby inside?
Oh, cool. Yes, I do.
Yeah, and then here is a whole flock of flamingos with the babies. And so they're right now making sure they stay dry. But because the flamingo is so big and they don't fly very far, so we have all of these kind of nests. So, do you want to see another one?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
You have my attention.
What kind of bird is this?
That looks like a bald eagle.
Eagle. Do you know anything about eagles?
They have the longest wings.
Well, they do have long wings. They're also the symbol of America. Did you know that?
Yes.
Have you seen any bald eagles on flags or, you know?
Or maybe a $1 bill, maybe?
That's a good idea, yeah. And so eagles live and eat fish. Did you know that?
Yes.
So where do you think that they're gonna build their nests?
They're gonna build it in a tree.
In a tree, but maybe near water, right?
Oh,
Because
yes.
they gotta go eat fish.
Near the Atlantic, maybe?
Right. And so we have a little one here, but look how big that nest is.
That's a huge nest.
And do you see what he's putting in this nest?
It looks like he's putting his eggs in the nest.
Yep, and there's also a bunch of feathers
Oh,
to keep it warm.
Keep it nice and warm.
Right.
Like
So
a
who do you
blanket.
think sits on the nest?
I believe the eagle sits on the nest.
But mommy eagles usually do. Did you know that there's a different kind? So daddy eagles might even bring the mommy eagle food to eat while they're
really?
sitting
That's
on the
cool.
nest.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and a lot of times in the bird world, you'll see that the mommy bird might be a brown color like in cardinals, and daddy birds will be bright colored so that they can be spotted.
didn't
I
know
think
that.
those are pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
All right, I have another picture of nests.
I'm ready for that nest. Let's see
Okay,
it.
this one's another Florida bird. This one's a heron.
Okay, a Florida heron.
Yeah, and do you see them all at the tops of the tree?
Oh, wow.
They have a lot of sticks and dried sawgrass and other kinds of grass. Right, just like our Spanish moss. They are definitely there. So this one here, and then do you see the baby in the picture on the top?
Yes, I do. Those little babies
cutie
there.
babies.
They're
I love
cute
cutie babies. All right, do you want to see some weird nests?
Oh, let me see a weird nest.
Okay.
How weird is weird?
Okay, all righty. All right, this one is a barred weaver.
What kind of bird is a barred weaver?
They live in Africa. Do you see how they made a nest out of grass and they wove it all together?
Cool. That's
Okay.
cool.
And then I have one more kind of nest, and
Let's
this one's
see.
a little bit
Let's-
different.
Let's see. How different? Whoa.
So this one here is called a bowerbird, and do you see him down here?
Yeah.
And the boy bowerbird wants to impress the girl bowerbird.
Okay.
So these are all presents for her to come
cool.
like the nest. So it's kind of like decorating. So, all right, let's look at our chat and see
see
what's
what our
going
chat
on. It
says.
says, I found a bird's nest in a park on a high tree. That's such a great idea. You can go on a hunt for yourself. And outside, if you look up in the trees, or maybe on the ground, or in bushes,
Yes.
you could find a bird's nest. Sometimes, like, I have ducks in my neighborhood. Do you have ducks?
I have ducks. I have peacocks in my neighborhood as well.
You have peacocks?
Yes, they go.
Oh my goodness.
And they bring out their nice.
So they all have nests as well.
Yes.
Let me see what else. Do birds reuse nests? That's a great question.
Do they?
Some of them do. Some birds are called migratory. Have you heard that word before?
Migratory?
Yeah.
Seems like they come back to the nest every
So they
often.
go south for the winter and then they come back to their nests up north. So those may end up building it because sometimes they kind of break down. But like
Okay.
eagles and other things reuse their nests
Yes.
because they kind of stay in one area. So why are the male birds brighter than females? We were just talking about peacocks. They're
Yeah,
very bright
they're
colored,
very
right?
bright.
And they like to strut around and be like, hey, girls, look at me, I'm pretty. And the girls need to hide.
Yes.
So the boys want girls to notice them, and the girls want to hide so they can protect the eggs.
So you would say that girl peacocks are more darker color and guy
They're going to be like shades of brown.
shades of brown, okay?
Yeah,
And our male peacocks are gonna have like bright, pretty blue,
Those
lime
turquoise.
green.
Oh
Yes.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
like huge for that. It says if birds build nests, why do people build bird houses for them? That's a great question.
That is a very good question.
So there are some birds who you would use a tree hollow, like a little indentation or a little space in a tree. And so the birdhouse gives them a head start. Maybe a roof over their heads, that kind of thing. So like you could go out in the forest and build your own little structure out of stuff.
Just start digging at the tree.
You're
like
right. Or you could get a head start by maybe having part of a house and then you could bring stuff in. Same things happen for the birds.
So a tree house.
Oh, so what did birds evolve from? Do we know that word evolve? So sometimes we can look at history and see that birds have come from other animals that we might have seen. So like maybe dinosaurs.
Okay,
have you ever seen a dinosaur with feathers?
I think it was a...
There's one here at the museum that we have right now. It's called a velociraptor.
I thought you were going to say a pterodactyl because you know, it flies in the air.
The pterodactyl didn't actually have feathers, but some of the dinosaurs, we're finding fossils. These are like pieces of ground that have an impression of what was before. So you might find bones, but they have the fossil feathers.
Yes.
How exciting is that?
You guys should have seen our velociraptor. It's like really, really big, and if you walk past it, it makes a really loud sound like wah!
Oh, look, and now somebody's saying that because of quarantine, they didn't open their door for a while because they were staying home like we were all supposed to.
Yes.
And a cardinal nested on their front door.
Okay. What color was your cardinal? What was the cardinal that you guys seen?
And then they flew away and left the nest. So where do birds go when it rains?
They go into hiding.
Well, a lot of them, I think, go into trees and bushes, but they stay outside. You know, birds and animals are supposed to stay outside.
Yes.
And so they're not too concerned. Have you ever heard of a barn owl?
No, I haven't heard of a barn owl.
So they live in barns and they catch rats and other things like that.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, so where they live is kind of where their name is. So how do you know if a bird is a bird of prey? Have you heard of birds of prey like eagles and osprey and hawks?
And a crow.
So they catch their...
They have claws. They're like more...
Right, they catch their food with claws and then eat it versus maybe a duck that would just eat the fish with its mouth. Okay. So if you catch it with your claws...
you're a bird of prey. And if you catch it with your beak, you're a bird of just regular.
Yeah, so they asked, do all birds lay eggs? I believe that they do all lay eggs. Do you want to build a bird out of our Play-Doh?
I kind of do.
Okay, let's break open our Play-Doh, everybody. Okay. Ooh, what kind of bird are you going to make?
I'm going to make a small big bird. Because you know big bird is yellow.
I'm going to take a little bit and make wings. Everybody, get out your Play-Doh.
Come on, guys. Let's see those Play-Dohs.
Let's Play-Doh, and I'm going to make one. So I'm going to take and make a circle. Like this. Okay. And then I'm going to add a wing. And another wing. Birds are so fun. I had some birds living in my attic during quarantine. Yeah, they were pigeons.
Cool.
Yeah, they kind of got in when we got new roofs. Okay, so see, I have a bird so far with wings. And now I'm gonna make a head with a beak. Okay, so I'm gonna make another circle. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna leave them right here so we can see them. And then beaks. Did you know there's two different kinds? There's bird beaks and there are bird bills.
Oh, what's the difference between a beak and a bill?
So the beak, it can be used as a tool to kind of like hit things and stuff like that. And a bill is a little bit bigger, like to scoop with.
Oh, so a seagull has a bill and a woodpecker has a beak.
Correct.
Cool.
All right, so my bird here has a beak on it and I'm gonna make a tail. What do you think the tail is useful?
I'm gonna give mine a bill.
So the tail is used to steer when you fly.
Oh, cool.
Hey, do all birds fly?
Not all birds fly. Not all birds fly.
Can you name any that just run around?
An ostrich. It is the fastest land bird.
That's true. Did you know it has cousins called the ray?
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So, okay. Let me see your bird.
Mine is like a seagull.
Wow.
I have a seagull.
He's got a seagull, and mine is more like a sparrow. Oh, it's so much fun to do birds.
Especially with Play-Doh.
All right, show me your birds before it's time to go. Oh, I see
those birds, guys.
Gina looks like she's got a pretty bird. All right, I see somebody is adding glue to their bird. That's an interesting idea. All right, Greater Horizons, can you show me your birds? All right, and I see
Easton's bird.
Diana's birds. Oh, wow. It's so great to show all of your birds. Oh, here comes June with her birds. Oh, look, they're flying.
Oh, yes.
Oh, great job.
Little birds.
I love that. Oh, wait, we got Hazel up in there, and that Head Start 2's up in the corner there. So cool. Thank you for showing us your birds. We want to thank PNC one more time for giving us the opportunity to make all this stuff. It was so much fun talking about birds and nests with you. We'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Hi, I'm Robert Lockery, Chair of the Museum's Board of Trustees. I'd like to invite all of you to share in the celebration of the newest addition to MODS, our Sprouting STEM Early Childhood Learning Lab, powered by PNC Grow Up Great. We're thrilled to have Cressman Bronson, Executive Vice President and President of South Florida for PNC Financial Services Group, here with us today to officially cut the ribbon.
We couldn't be happier and more proud to bring the Sprouting STEM Early Childhood Lab to life. At the PNC Foundation, we have grown our Grow Up Great program over the past 16 years up to a $500 million multi-year commitment, helping to prepare children, particularly at-risk children, from birth to age 5 for success in school and life. To date, our program has served over 6.9 million children on improving school readiness in STEAM. We provide each of our employees 40 hours per year to donate their time to volunteer with early learning and have provided over 985,000 volunteer hours since 2004. This is why our relationship with MODS is so special. We're able to take our free, high-quality resources for parents and educators to engage young learners and incorporate it with your early educational outreach program. It is our honor to partner with MODS on this exciting initiative for our community's children.
I wish I had a giant pair of scissors to give to Cressman. Cressman, these are for you.
Thanks, Joe. Are you guys ready to get this started? Let's do this. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, all right. Good job.
We look forward to welcoming you back to MODS very soon so that you can experience Sprouting STEM in person. Until then, you can go to mods.org for a brand new early childhood virtual library. You can also visit PNC's Grow Up Great website where you can get much more early childhood content. Thank you again to our partners at PNC Grow Up Great. And thank you for being a part of this very special day here at MODS. Special thanks to our community leaders and dignitaries who are joining us virtually. Thank you so much, everyone.